Hello, Year 3, and welcome to your next English lesson. We are going to continue looking at instructions today, and we're going to be writing some clear instructions. But first, I've written a sentence on the top of my board. This is the same sentence that is on the top of your sheet. The boy threw the ball over the fence. A nice, clear sentence, but I would like to try and improve that sentence. Think about some of the things we have worked on in class. For example, extending the sentence, using a joining word to make the sentence longer. We're very good at adding in some description. Maybe also work on trying to start the sentence a different way as well. Pause the video. There are actually two sentences on your sheet that you could try and improve, or you could just do this one for now that I'm also going to improve on the board. Pause the video and see if you can improve this sentence to begin with. Well done, Year 3. I've changed the order a little bit of my sentence and also extended it slightly. Andrew was angry, so he threw the red ball over the brown fence. And I've also added in some description. Well done if you did that. In our last lesson, we started talking about instructions. And we learned that instructions are a step-by-step guide telling you how to do something. And it's very important that instructions are written in the correct order and that they are very clear. And that's what we need to work on today. You're going to write a set of instructions. You're going to improve a set of instructions that are on your sheet because they're not very good. And you need to make sure that they are in the correct order and that your instructions are very clear. I've written some instructions on the board. You may have done something similar last lesson for making cereal. We're just going to go through it one bit at a time. We're going to try and improve it together. First of all, making cereal. That's the title that I have on this sheet. That's not a very good title. A title for your instructions needs to tell you exactly what you're going to do. So what would a good title be for this set of instructions? Pause the video for a second and think about what do you think a good title for this set of instructions would be? What are you trying to learn how to do? Well done if you thought of a really good title. I'm going to write in fact, I'm going to rub this one out so it looks nicer. How to make a bowl of cereal. That's a much better start already. And then the first thing you need to do is to say the things that you need. And you also need a box then. I have got a box of my instructions. And I've got a you will need section. But what's wrong with my you will need box? Let me read it to you. You will need cereal, other things, maybe milk. What's the problem with my list of things that I need to make cereal? Cereal, other things, maybe milk. Well done if you're telling me that it's not very clear. You need to make sure that the person reading your instructions knows exactly each thing that they will need before they start to follow the instructions or make this thing. So maybe you could think of some other things that we will need to make cereal. Cereal's a good one. Anything else we would need to make the cereal? Have a think. Maybe you try and think of 3 or 4 other things we might need to make a bowl of cereal. We're going to need a bowl. We're going to need a spoon. You may even want some sugar. I like to have sugar on my cereal quite a lot. And then when the person has all the things that they need, you have to start writing your instructions. And I've got another small title. These are called subtitles, what to do. And now I have my list of instructions telling me what to do. And I'm also numbering them. So I've used some good things in these instructions, some things that you'll have to use in your instructions. Titles, subtitles, numbers. But are my instructions very good? Let's see. Let me read them for you. Number 1, I like to get my bowl out first. Number 2, get the cereal. Number 3, eat your cereal with a spoon. Number 4, maybe pour in the cereal. I'm sure you've noticed there are a couple of problems with my instructions. The first one is they're not really in the correct order, and the second one is they're not very clear. To make your instructions very clear, they need to start with the action word. Go, pick, put, get. And we say that they're bossy verbs because it sounds like you're being quite bossy. You're telling someone what to do. But because we're telling someone what to do, it's very clear and the instructions are much clearer and easier to follow. So what do you think a good first instruction would be? I'm going to rub mine out because they weren't very good. If you were doing it last lesson, you might have a few extra ideas as well. So what would be a good first instruction? What's the first thing you need to do when you're making a bowl of cereal? Probably get a bowl. And that's actually a really clear instruction. Get a bowl for your cereal. And as you can see, I've started with that action word, get a bowl. And it's very clear for anybody reading now exactly what they have to do. What would be a good second instruction? What else would you need next? You might get the cereal, or you might get a spoon. I'm going to get a spoon. Take a spoon from the drawer. And again, I've started with a verb. I've started with that action word each time to make sure my instructions are very, very clear. How about my next instruction? What do you think? You might need the milk, do you think? So can you think of a good instruction? If you ever want to pause the video, just pause it and you can think of your answer. So what would be a good instruction for the next step in my list of instructions? Well done if you're thinking of something like take the milk from the fridge. We're not going to do the whole thing because this is your job for today to write your instructions. We'll just do one more. What would be a good next step? Can you think of one sentence, a nice clear instruction, and again, starting with that action word, that bossy verb? Pour the cereal into the bowl. Some people may disagree with me. Some people might put the milk in first, but I always think it's better to put the cereal in first. Then you can pour the milk over the top. We're going to stop these instructions right there, but hopefully that gives you an idea of how to present your instructions and how to write nice, clear instructions. Your task for today, I have some instructions here for how to run a bath, but there are lots and lots of mistakes in these instructions, so you're going to write them again. I'm going to give you a few little clues now as well as to things you might want to improve. The title isn't very good at the top here. It just says bath. My list of things that I will need isn't very clear. We need a nice clear list like this one. And my instructions aren't in the correct order, and some of them aren't very clear and well written. That's why I've also given you a bit of a template here. You can have your titles, you can have your you will need box, and then your list of instructions can go on the lines. Remembering to write clear instructions so that they're very easy to follow. And this is just about how to run a bath or how to have a bath. Something we all do, so hopefully we've all got an idea of how we can write those nice clear instructions, and we can keep coming onto Google Meet if you'd like to discuss any of those as well. Nice clear instructions, starting with those verbs, those action words, and presenting it correctly as I have on the board. Thank you for watching, Year 3.